This is a Standard Nerds podcast.
How'd you like me now?
Hello, welcome to How'd You Like Me Now? I'm Will, and with me as always is Liz. Hello, Liz.
Hello, Will.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Are you looking forward to this latest episode? Because it's my pick.
This is your pick, and it didn't go well last time, did it?
I don't know what you're talking about. It went incredibly well.
Your pick last time was not my favourite show.
My pick last time was an amazing show. I just feel sad that you didn't see how good it was.
I didn't. I'm hoping we do better with this one.
Okay, because this pick, I mean, this for me is one of my treasured childhood memories, because my oldest friend and I used to watch this when we were very small children. So I always associate this with him. But it is the claymation classic, The Trapdoor.
Okay.
Now, have you ever seen The Trapdoor?
I don't think I've ever seen it. I have a vague image of a little blue thing.
Yeah.
A lump.
Yeah, little blue
Lump.
creature.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in for a treat, let me tell you.
I doubt it. I don't think I was ever really into claymation.
Well, see, these things, they're only like 5 minutes long, I think. Each episode is really short because they were for little kids.
Yeah. So it's for very little kids. I'm predicting I'll just be quite bored.
See, I don't think you will be. I think there's...
Have you ever rewatched these?
I think I have done when I was at uni. I think I might have rewatched a little bit when I was at uni, which is now 10 years ago minimum.
We don't need to go into specifics there.
No, we don't. We absolutely do not. Is there anything you can remember of The Trapdoor?
No.
Other than the little blue lump?
The only reason I've got an image of a little blue lump is I think you showed me one. I believe that in some sort of moment of bonding, when we were talking about kids we watched as children, you may have said to me...
Kids TV we watched as children. Not kids we watched as children.
What did I say?
You said we were talking about kids we watched as children.
Will's forcing me to do this podcast. It's very late at night. It's against my will. Send help. Yeah, shows we watched as children. At a moment of bonding, you might have showed me a clip of this on YouTube, and I think I was bored then, which is why I'm saying I'm going to be bored now.
Okay.
Also because I used to watch, I think there was the art show, wasn't there? And
Yes.
Morph used to turn up.
Yeah.
And I used to get bored when Morph came along. I think I'm one of the only people out there who actually fucking hates Morph. What a twat he is.
See, most people hate the other one. The grey...
Tony Hart.
No. No, not Tony Hart. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who don't like Tony Hart.
No, there aren't. Disgusting.
I think
how would you say those words?
I think Tony Hart occupies the same space in the public psyche as Neil Buchanan, that everyone universally loved, and until his actual death was subject to rumours he'd already died.
Neil
Tony
Buchanan's
Hart.
not died.
No, Tony Hart has died.
Right, okay. Tony Hart has died. R.I.P.
I'm fairly sure. I mean, if he hasn't now, and I've just perpetuated another Tony Hart is dead rumour, I'll feel terrible.
There's never been a rumour he's actually dead. Neil Buchanan, not dead. Always been a rumour.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony Hart is even more dear to me than Neil Buchanan. I have many more memories of Neil Buchanan, but Tony Hart's like a kind of granddad figure, whereas Neil Buchanan's got an edge.
Neil Buchanan has got a bit of edge to him.
Very little edge. Very little
edge.
But it's there.
It's a bit of edge, yeah. But Morph had a little friend. He's currently in the Tesco advert, where Morph holds up
He's in the Tesco advert?
Yeah, Tesco.
Morph's little friend?
Okay, this is going to date this podcast, but Tesco currently are doing 100th anniversary adverts. Other supermarkets are available, they have basically different characters from different periods in history. So there's a woman who's disco dancing on roller skates. There's some mods coming down.
No one fucking cares about the Tesco advert.
But there's a bit where they pan across the shelf and Morph is there and he's got a basket shop and he holds up his little grey friend, because Morph was brown and his friend, who's just an identical version of him but was in grey plasticine, holds up like a box of tea bags, and it's £1 or £1.50, and Morph holds up some biscuits, it's 95p, and it pisses off the grey one. And that was just the dynamic of Morph. And I'll call him Murph. He's not called Murph.
No.
I think he might be Mork. It's not Mork, though, obviously, is it? It's I was calling Murph.
Okay, well, I don't know about Murph, because I always used to switch over as soon as Morph came. I don't like Morph. I don't like Murph, if that is his real name. I don't like that Lurpak Butter man. I don't like him.
That's another very dated reference. The Lurpak Butter man.
Don't like him. I think he's a prick. I don't like these little men that are made out of like substances. All right, I don't like them.
The Lurpak Butter man is a prick.
He is. He's got his trombone out. He's prattling about. I don't like him. I don't like watching him. I don't enjoy it. Okay. There's people who literally just watch Morph, right? You're just watching like a lump of like plasticine. Right, if I got a lump of blue tack out and said, "Here, have a look at that. That's good, isn't it?" You wouldn't watch it, would
What? No, you'd have to animate it.
I could move it around. I could wiggle it about a bit. It wouldn't be entertainment.
I feel like the trapdoor isn't going to be your show.
No, I fucking told you. What I'm saying to you is, you've tried to show me the credits of this show. I've been too bored to watch them. You cannot possibly hope to entertain me by making me watch a full episode. Right? I'm going to be angry. I actually think this might make me like the Lurpak Butterman better. So what I'm saying is, it's never been my thing. The only real like clay stuff that I'll accept is like a bit of Aardman, right?
Right, okay.
But only then, I think, because I've got quite a lot of characters and stuff going on. Whereas Morph and your little blue lump, they've got it's not really a character, is it? It's just it's just clay. It's just clay.
Yeah, there's a character in here, all right? Shall I tell you what I can remember of the trapdoor?
Well, you may as well.
Okay, well, because it's the format of the podcast. I probably should do. Betraying the format.
I mean, I'm not married to it.
The trapdoor was basically about a little blue character, you've got that bit right, I believe called Bert, right?
All right.
And Bert served a master, a giant beast thing that lived in this castle, and Bert had to cook all his meals and everything else. Bert was assisted by a skull, and there was a trap,
but not inside his head.
No, like a separate skull, and there was that could talk, and there was a trap door.
Can Bert talk?
Yeah, Bert can talk.
Okay. Bert and Skull, yeah.
Bert and the Skull. And there was a trap door, and there would always be a reason they had to go into the trap door. Counter to the theme tune.
But the theme tune is...
Don't you open that trap door, because there's something down there. Now...
The theme tune is going to be the high point again, isn't it?
The theme tune is excellent.
Yeah.
But basically, the theme tune lays out pretty clearly, don't you open that trap door because there's something down there.
But every episode they do.
Every episode they have to open the trap door. Or something else opens the trap door.
Oh.
Which makes you think you should put something on top of it. But basically, yeah, that's the
Lump
general
of clay?
premise. Yeah, that's the general premise of the show.
Okay. Do you remember anything else about it?
I don't remember any of the specific plots or anything else. I remember that there were always lots of little creatures like roaming around as well, like little bugs and spiders and things sort of roaming around the
I don't
castle.
like the idea of that, Will.
Well, they're made of plasticine.
I don't like spiders or bugs.
Oh, they're plasticine
I
spiders.
don't want to be anywhere dirty.
It's all plasticine.
Yeah, I know. But I don't like plasticine either.
No, you've made that abundantly clear.
I don't like it. I don't.
Okay, well...
I mean, I wasn't even sold on Wallace and Gromit at first.
Ooh.
Serious. I'm serious right now.
Oh God! All right.
I'm serious. I just don't like. I don't like plasticine. I have a thing against it.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and change your mind.
I don't like making my eyeballs watch something that is like I know doesn't have life. It's static. I don't like it.
Is it the trickery that you have an issue with?
I don't know if it's the trickery because almost all entertainment is trickery.
It is.
Which is, yeah.
That's a quote.
That's a quote. Put it on a t-shirt.
Almost all entertainment is trickery.
I'm not sure what entertainment I believe is not trickery, actually. Anyway, but I don't like the clay. It looks like clay. It looks Sticky, not sticky.
Tacky.
Tacky. Do you know what? I just can't be bothered with it.
Should we just sack it off to the next one?
No, I mean, you've said it now, haven't you? We'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
If this is like...
it's all right. I mean,
I feel like I'm legally obliged now.
I feel like you're less keen on this than you were on Mask.
Oh, absolutely. With Mask, I knew nothing about it. There was something there to discover. With this, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm already sort of like, there's only so many things you can do, plasticine.
I've got the feeling you're not going to like a lot of my choices for this podcast.
Yeah, but you know that because I'm very judgmental. I like what I like. I'm not prepared to change my mind about anything. So why would you think it would be different on the podcast?
Again, a ringing endorsement for the format of this. Where we go back and see if stuff is worth rewatching.
I like what I like. I can't take criticism of what I like, but I'm fully prepared to rip anything you like to shreds. That's the format of the podcast. That's the format of our marriage.
Well, on that note, I feel we should probably go and watch some animation for 6-year-olds.
Brilliant. Can't wait.
Okay, so we're going to go and watch a few episodes of The Trapdoor.
I'm only obligated to 2.
You're only obligated.
I don't care how long they are. I'm only obligated to 2.
Right. We're going to watch a couple of episodes of The Trapdoor, and we will report back shortly. Duncan, I'm blind. And we're back. So, Liz, how did you enjoy The Trapdoor?
Well, now I'm aware that the listeners have only just heard my revelation that I don't like any kind of claymation.
I know, and I'm still in shock.
Yeah. Having said that, I didn't mind this. I know. You've all tuned in, ready for me to rip the shit out of it, which I will do, but there were things about it I liked.
See, that's the thing. I really liked this as a kid.
Yeah.
And going back now,
yeah,
I think I realise why.
I was going to say, it was obvious to me within about 10 seconds why you personally would like this. Would you like to try and explain why you think you might like this?
Okay.
And then I'll tell you my theories.
Right. This, for me, this is a combination of many great things that I love.
Okay.
It is full of very silly words.
Yes.
Like, oh, Globbits.
Yes,
and,
there's a lot of silly words, made up
scunge,
words.
Things like that.
Yeah.
It's got some puns, which always make me smile.
Yes, there were puns.
There's silly expressions on the faces of Berk and various others.
You're still not quite getting to the thing I thought you might.
But the thing I'm really going to get to is that Berk
Yes.
is from the West Country.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
The place of my birth. And I'd forgotten about this. And actually...
You didn't remember that?
I'd forgotten that he was from the West Country.
Okay, yeah.
But when you put it in the context of he's from the West Country, but the thing upstairs is a Cockney.
Yes.
This becomes a class tale. This is like upstairs, downstairs for kids.
I thought you were going to say it becomes our marriage. Because the first thing that happened was there was a below-stairs West Country serf, and upstairs was a Cockney demanding food. No. I was like, right, this is us. I'm the thing upstairs, and you're Berk.
Yeah, please don't start calling me Berk.
I think I might. Or Grumfuttocks.
No, that's him describing the thing upstairs.
Well, don't call me Grumfuttocks.
I wouldn't dare call you Grumfuttocks.
Yes, Berk's accent, just to sort of place it, is exactly like every single one of your friends' dads that I've ever met.
Yeah, it is very much like that.
If you've... You're specifically, you're from Gloucestershire, right?
I am, yes.
And it was that sort of that West Country accent that you get. It's not too ooh farmer. It's not that West Country.
No, it's there's for those of you not familiar, there's effectively there's almost like a sliding scale of West Country accent.
Yeah.
That if you think Birmingham
Oh dear.
at one end,
Right.
and then like Cornish at the other end.
Yeah.
And it kind of, there's a sliding scale between the two.
Yeah.
And effectively, the further down the M5 you go, is the stronger it gets. So at Gloucester,
Yes.
you've got that farmerish accent, but you're not everything turns into a Z. When you're at Bristol, Brizzle, yeah, exactly.
As you've taught me. Yeah.
Everything is a Z.
Yeah.
And if you get into Cornwall, it's proper Cornish. That's it's a sliding scale. So this is about Gloucester, Hereford kind of pitch.
This is Gloucester, Hereford.
Yeah, Willie Rushton is like pitching this about Gloucester, Hereford kind of way.
Okay.
It's that
That's
kind
good
of
for
thing.
me to know.
Yeah,
because
the relative geography of Willie Rushton's voice on this is
just to expand more on the fact that you don't speak with a strong West Country accent, but is your.
I've shed it over the years.
That's there's an undercurrent there.
Yeah, there are moments when I'm particularly in moments of high stress or high excitement sometimes.
And the first episode that you got me to watch, there was a high excitement it started off with, and he was speaking very quickly, and so the accent was quite marked. And it reminded me a lot of Hot Fuzz. If you've seen Hot Fuzz, there's a character with an accent which has to be translated by someone else from the area before humans can understand it.
Yeah.
It was very much that right at the beginning. I was like, oh dear, I'm going to have to get Will to translate this. But it calmed down a little after that.
I think there's again, and Simon Pegg is a Gloucester boy himself.
Yes, yeah. No, I get that. But it was, so it was immediately obvious to me why this had struck a chord with you, because it's basically, I don't know, it's like looking inside your brain.
It is a lot like looking inside my brain. Slightly messy, full of little things moving around.
Slightly messy?
Very colourful.
Oh my god. So
And
the fact that you think this is slightly messy explains why our house looks like this.
My brain is slightly messy. This show, very messy.
This show is covered in, it's clay, but dirt and food and spillage and mess everywhere, every single second.
Yeah. The thing I love about this, though, is like the animation. It's not like sort of claymation where everything is like uniform. Like if you look at, there's a bit in Wallace and Gromit where they have the breakfast machine. I think it's in The Wrong Trousers.
Yeah.
And the jam gets fired, and Gromit's head gets covered in jam, and it's this uniform like red, glutinous, like shiny. It looks like raspberry jam. Right. This is like. Everything is, whenever someone throws something, it splats, but it splats into 18 different colours, and it smears, and it drips, and it looks like that's like it looks like monster food.
When you're a kid and you play with plasticine, and you accidentally get the like different colours of plasticine on each other, and you can't undo them, that's this show. Except with made-up words, and I did like all the made-up words.
The made-up words are fantastic.
All the Grumfuttocks and your glutitudinousness.
Yeah, old flabby Gastard was my...
Old flabby Gastard. I love that, because I think you get less of that stuff now for kids, and I miss that. It was really fun. All the made-up phrases that are basically swear words with one letter change. Yeah. Fantastic.
And I think that's down to Willie Rushton doing the voice for this, because Willie Rushton basically doing all the characters. Willie Rushton from
Private
Eye, yeah, founder of Private Eye. I'm sorry, I haven't a clue.
Oh yeah,
all sorts of things. Great comic. And again, it's that same thing of like, who's the guy who does all the spoonerisms? He's in Mary Poppins.
Stanley Unwin.
He's Stanley Unwin. Yeah, Unwinese. That kind of. Like that art has kind of like almost been lost.
It is. Yeah, nonsense words and yeah.
If you can just spin that kind of stuff off the top of your head, it is really entertaining. Particularly
it was very funny.
It's like very much like that Roald Dahl kind of thing, like when you're a kid, you love all those sort of made up. Yes. It's almost like a secret language for you as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Snozcumbers and it's fantastic. I didn't expect that bit, and I loved that. I would have loved it even more if it was a cartoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I don't like clay. I don't like to look at clay. So it could have easily been a cartoon, because the set, for some reason, this show about colourless, colourful masses, shapeless masses, they've put on a set which is colourful, shapeless masses.
Hugely distracting.
Why is the set like a kind of, 60s wallpaper, like 1,000 different colours in it. Why?
I think what's happened is they've clearly, because it's all claymation, they've basically made a very simple cardboard set and they've painted it like cobblestones. And then when they've gone to film it, they've gone, this looks really bleak and like really dull. What can we do? Tell you what, we should add a bit of colour into the cobblestones. And someone's just gone a little too far. And so everything is like
a little too far.
Everything is like bright blue, bright pink, bright purple, red. And the thing is, it does make it hard at times to pick out any of the characters and the creatures going on. I do want to talk a little about the creatures, because obviously there's Berk.
Berk is the main blue creature with the West Country accent. So we like him. Berk's okay.
I like Berk particularly because the character design of Berk is his mouth is drawn on a marker pen so it can move around. And then his eyes are just two eyeballs stuck on the top of his head.
Yes, yeah. It's not a lot going on with Berk.
No, it's a simple character design, but it works.
Okay.
He's got his two friends, the skull.
Yes, Boni.
Boni the skull.
Yeah, I liked Boni. Boni seems to have a speech impediment.
He's a little upper class, I think. Well, he hasn't got any lips either.
Or a tongue.
Or a tongue, yeah. He's a skull, basically.
So really, for just having teeth, he's doing the best he can.
Yeah, you've got to forgive some things.
Yeah, fair enough. I liked him. He was fine.
And there's the spider, Drut.
Oh, right. Does he talk?
He does. He is voiced.
He's voiced.
He's voiced by Nick Ashley, I think it is. No, Nick Shipley, who's basically the other person. The other voice on this does the voice of half the characters.
That sounds like that's probably a tax dodge. I'm pretty sure that thing didn't speak.
I put it down as the farty spider because it seems to be making a lot of farty noises.
I was going to say, there seem to be a lot of fart noises without anybody actually farting. It's just fart noises, just sounds all over the bloody shot. But, I can see why this would appeal particularly to little boys or, tomboys or whatever who are raised with that fascination of dirt.
Yes.
Because it's fart sounds and mess and bugs and there are worms, in certain scenes all over the flipping place. And it's just, it seems dirty.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
But not in the way that I like.
See, no, but I think it's a great little fun show. I mean, the concept for the show is very simple.
Yeah, it seems to be food-based. Is it always food-based?
It's basically almost always food-based. There's one or two where... there's one where the thing upstairs has like a toothache and Berk.
Do we ever see the thing upstairs?
You never see the thing upstairs. You only ever see bits of the thing upstairs.
Wouldn't it be weird if you went upstairs and it was just my face?
That would be very weird. No, you see, at one point, I think the thing upstairs, one of its eyeballs falls out. There's reference at one point to having multiple heads. It pulls out, I think Berk pulls out a fang when it has toothache, and the fang is like like 3 times as big as Berk.
So it could be.
So what?
Okay, so there's the thing upstairs.
Yeah.
The premise of the show, the thing upstairs
wants some food.
Wants food.
Various meals.
Berk is downstairs. I suppose it's the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because it's where they're producing food. And he has a lazy Susan? What do you call that thing? A dumb waiter.
A dumb waiter.
Not a lazy Susan.
That would be great if it was just a lazy. Just put it on, spun it around. The thing upstairs is right there.
He has a tea's made. He has an electric carving knife. No, he doesn't. He has
a cuddly toy.
He has a dumb waiter, which I thought was a fireplace, but it's a dumb waiter.
Yeah.
Puts the food in. The food goes up, and the thing upstairs is either sated or angry at Berk.
Yeah, and obviously the main focal point of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that there's a trapdoor in the middle of the floor.
Which we were very clear about this last time because you remembered the theme tune.
Yep.
We knew the trapdoor is not for opening.
Yeah.
Don't you open that trapdoor.
Because there's something down there.
Right, exactly.
Stay away from that trapdoor.
Also stay away from it, yes.
You're a fool if you go near it.
Yeah.
Whatever the lyrics after the intro.
First episode opens it for literally no reason. No reason whatsoever. He opens the trapdoor.
That is prefaced by the thing upstairs,
Yeah.
who is, I don't think, the most, reasonable creature out there.
No.
Who says, Bert, don't go opening that trapdoor.
Yeah. So he opens it.
Yeah.
He opens it up and, things come out. We'll talk about that in a second. Because I also want to talk about the fact that the next episode just opens itself.
Yeah, opens itself, another thing comes out, just wanders around.
So not only should you not open the trapdoor, somebody should have fixed the trapdoor so it can't come open.
I mean, it does beg the question why you have the trapdoor.
Why? Yeah, why's the trapdoor there?
Yeah, because the first episode, he opens it for no good reason. Some worms get out, and then a big red thing gets out, which he tricks with a mirror.
Yeah.
Which gives a great joke I love, which is, on reflection, I think that works.
I wrote that down because I knew you'd bring up that pun. Literally a scene with a mirror on reflection. I knew you'd
This
like
is
that.
like a 4-minute claymation show for kids, so you've got to forgive them some basic pun work.
It's not that I couldn't forgive them. It's that I knew you would bring that up because you loved that bit. You were laughing at that bit. So, third episode. Yes, I did watch a third episode of it.
Yeah.
But Boni the Skull, who's kind of a voice of reason type character.
He is.
He says, I hope he didn't go opening that trapdoor.
Because he's told to get rid of the thing upstairs, told to get rid of the rubbish.
Berk sidles up to it, looks at it, breaks the fourth wall, looks at us and goes, guess what I'm going to do now? Okay, you got me, Berk. I laughed at that. I did laugh. But yeah, you know he's going to open that fucking trapdoor. If he doesn't open it, then the monsters beneath will open it.
If he doesn't open, nothing else opens it. It's a 30-second show in which a disembodied voice says, "Where's my tea?" He sends out the dumbwaiter and goes, "Right, that's that done. See you next time, kids."
I'd have just watched him making the tea. I liked that bit. I liked Berk making the tea. He made some lovely looking pies. First episode.
And then the big yellow thing snaffled them up.
So yeah, trapdoor. First episode, yellow fella comes out.
Yeah.
Second episode, red fella.
Red fella first episode, red fella comes out.
Oh,
second
yellow
episode,
and red fella.
The invisible fella comes out.
Oh, that's it. Second episode, invisible fella. Third episode, pink fella.
Yep.
So there isn't a huge range with the trapdoor monsters.
No, I mean, I think we're pretty lucky in that the 3 monsters that we saw, or 3 monsters we saw, are actually 3 of the main monsters from the thing. Yeah,
they're recurring monsters, are they?
They are. So,
do we know Berk's story?
Well, no.
Was he also beneath the trapdoor, but pulled out by the thing upstairs in order to be a sort of server?
Well, I mean, he does appear to have more sentience than the others around.
He's got more education.
More education, certainly. So there's every chance he could have been plucked up from obscurity beneath the trapdoor.
Because I just feel...
Maybe Boni, said, the thing upstairs, got fed up of Boni being unable to serve him any food.
Yes, because Boni's just a skull. He hasn't got the rest of the skeleton.
Absolutely.
And the spider just farts. So...
Yeah.
But the spider and the skull have a very different form, a very different essence to Berk and the monsters of the trapdoor. Mm-hmm. So it just made me feel that maybe that's his origin story.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is that. There's another one I'm thinking of where it's the similar sort of thing, like the BFG. The BFG is one of the giants, but he's so different from all the other giants.
He's very different.
But he still lives there. They're all running around half naked and eating children, and he's just that. He's fully clothed. He has a cloak. He looks after a small child. He hates the food that they have.
Carries kids about in his ear.
That's it. Carries kids about in his ear, and I don't know. I think
good times.
Good times.
So we don't know Berk's origin story. I get that. That's fair enough.
So obviously, the first episode we watched, Breakfast Time, which is the first episode. There's the big red thing, which is the big red thing.
Is that his name?
That's name is the bigger thing, and that was also voiced by Nick Shipley. But again, I think this is another voice in inverted commas, because all I remember it going is
tax dodge. I'm telling you, something's going on there.
We're on to you, Shipley. And so that's the big red thing. That comes back once or twice. The
yellow fella doesn't come back; he gets eaten.
He does come back.
But it could be just one that looks the same.
Yeah, I think it might be the multiple of them. And that was we saw him in the episode Gourmet's Delight. Most of these revolve around food.
I was going to. Well, that's what I said to you.
Yeah.
Is every episode just making food?
Pretty much every episode, I think, is making food. Bar, I think the 1 or 2 where it's
because I'm actually okay with that.
He can't eat food because he's got a toothache, something like that. And that's that little invisible then yellow one is the bubo.
Bubo.
Yeah.
Isn't that a plague?
That is a plague thing, but that's what it's called the bubo.
Don't like that.
And then the third one we saw is this big red thing.
He's called Rog.
He is called Rog. Yeah, he comes back quite a bit.
Turnip bonce, they call him.
Turnip bonce, you overgrown pea brain.
And he just absolutely catapults Berk out the window.
Oh God, he does. He throws him out the window.
Which it's not on.
It's not on.
Berk's the star of the show. You can't go doing that.
You kill him.
Sooty didn't have to put up with that, did he?
No. If he did, Sweet would have been well off.
Yeah. Well, not that you'd know.
Not that you know. No.
Anyway, well, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think
it's
really good. I just
Let me tell you some highlights.
Go on then.
Okay. I don't know if this was meant to be a catchphrase, but it was a phrase that was repeated in at least 2 of the episodes. Ooh, sniff that.
Sniff that is one of the catchphrases.
Wow.
Sniff that and Globbits.
I don't think I've ever watched a show in which, oh, sniff that could be a catchphrase. But I was on board with it. Also, the phrase, where's my gut bucket?
Where's my gut bucket?
Lovely, lovely. Yeah.
Where's my gut bucket?
Oh, you greedy little object. I enjoyed that as well. I think it was just all the phrasing. It was just beautiful. It really was.
It is beautiful phrasing, and that's like, yeah, it's proper sort of West Country like dialect. It just makes me smile. It takes me back to being a kid.
I'll have you. I'll serve you up as pudding.
That was great. I think it's when they sort of, he's got a little hole on top of his head. Do you know what I'm going to do now? And then he blows him up like blows him up a balloon, and then he says to the camera and goes, you know what I'm going to do now? And he pops him. That was,
you know what I'm going to do now, if any of you...
Apologies. You're not okay with the regional accent.
I'm only joking. That's exactly how it was. No, it was good fun. I would especially recommend to those of a West Country persuasion who are feeling homesick.
Absolutely.
Cold winter nights.
Yeah, I think this is a great little. Again, these things are only like 3 minutes long. There were 40 episodes of this.
All right. Okay.
But because they're so short, at one point they were all available on like one double video cassette, so the whole thing is on there. But it was made in 1984, and they did first series made in 1984 was 25 episodes.
Yeah.
And then the second lot were made in 1986 when it had proved successful. So there's none of this like Netflix nowadays, like make one series and before you even aired that first one, you're commissioning a third series.
Don't get on a high horse, all right? It's a nice little show made out of clay. That's all you get. All right?
Don't get me wrong, I do feel there may be limited scope for development of this premise.
Yes, I think that's probably true.
See, there's a few, and I swear there's a couple where Berk actually goes down into the trapdoor himself.
Oh, really?
I think that I seem to recall there's one where someone steals Boni and like takes him down the trapdoor, and Berk has to go and get him back.
Wow, that's a lot of jeopardy for these 3-minute
Yeah,
shows.
I mean, I think it basically happens almost immediately at the start. Like some tentacle comes up, grabs him, takes him down.
I have to say, I don't need any expansion of the premise. I just like the little fella making the old dinner there, getting a bit interrupted by some other fellas, and just his little phrases.
It's kind of like Claymation Bake Off.
It's not. You wanted to get that in. Did you write that down?
No, I didn't write that down.
I hope not.
I didn't.
I hope you didn't.
I didn't. I did write down, oh, Globbits and further Globbits.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh.
All right.
Do you want some trivia about the trapdoor?
Okay, sure.
Okay, right. So, obviously, the introduction scene is parody of many of Vincent Price's horror film introductions. And that's like almost Vincent Price voice talking about, in this castle, there's a dark, dank, uninviting place lives Berk.
Clearly, I'm not cultured enough because that just reminded me of that Funny Bones thing in a dark house.
I think again, it's like that's almost delivered another Vincent Price.
That must also be a parody of a Vincent Price thing of which I'm unaware. So I just thought that they were remarkably similar.
I mean, I think they might well be. Obviously, this thing was syndicated all over the place. There was a video game.
No.
A video game made in the mid-80s called The Trapdoor.
What console was that made for? In
the mid-80s on the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, and the Commodore 64.
Right, wow.
And there was also a sequel called Through the Trapdoor, and something that I really want to lay my hands on, a board game.
Cool.
Berk's Trapdoor game, which involved going around the board while trying to knock your opponents over by launching dice, which were hidden beneath their own trapdoor in the game. And there's like a central catapult mechanism, which sounds like a cool little board game to have.
It sounds pretty good. As a kid.
But I think my favourite piece of trivia about this whole thing, I'm going to find it here, that theme tune. What did you think of the theme tune, actually?
The theme tune is cool. I've got to admit, right, the little intro bit that we recorded at the beginning, we recorded on a different day, and I did find myself singing it too.
It's a catchy theme tune.
It is catchy.
It's a really catchy theme tune.
It's way catchier than like a 3-minute kids show needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but I think
it's a good theme tune.
Don't you open that trap trapdoor.
Yeah,
But-
they've already had it.
I
Don't
know,
you spoiling them now? You're spoiling them.
I know. But that theme song
Yeah.
was written by the person who also wrote Shakin' Stevens' "Merry Christmas, Everyone."
I can hear that.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I can get that.
I'll name that tune in one.
I'm gonna have to listen to those. Like,
But
you know,
you can that you
two
think yeah,
speakers
that makes
set up.
sense, doesn't it?
yeah. No, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Is there anything else you wanted to bring up, Liz, about the trapdoor? Anything we haven't mentioned?
No. Oh, I was so ready. I was so ready to rip this one apart. But as soon as I heard him say Grumfuttocks, it was over for me. Yeah.
See,
No.
there's just a charm about this.
It was really good.
I really have a lot of time for this. I can't, to be honest, this is one of those ones like, there are other things that I love, and Mask, we did that as one of those ones where, really loved it as a kid, but looking back at it now, I think I can see the flaws.
Yeah.
Right. This, for me, is actually almost just perfect. It's almost perfect little TV. I don't think there's any way you can really improve it. I think it's a little...
You could change the fucking set so I could see them on it. Right, you're saying that as a person who doesn't need glasses, okay?
That's true.
I assure you right now, if you had any kind of visual impairment, you would know a way in which they could improve this.
20/20 vision is kind of needed for
It is,
this
absolutely. We could all see better when we were kids, all right?
But now, having seen this,
Yes.
and knowing from the intro your feelings on Morph,
Yeah.
has this changed your view on claymation?
No.
generally?
It would have been better if it was drawn.
Yeah, you still
Should have
stick by
drawn it.
that?
Yeah. No, I absolutely stick by that. I stick by that. You can't change me that easily.
Okay.
I've told you, I don't enjoy looking at the texture of clay. I've thought a lot about it since I tried to explain that kind of sticky tackiness. I don't enjoy looking at that texture, and this is very much that. Very much. There's times where I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's just exactly the plasticine as I would have made it. Ugh. Aardman with their like Wallace and Gromit, pirates type thing. They've gone beyond. They've gone to a place where I can almost not even see that it's clay. And
you say that, but actually,
what?
The chief animators on this, Terry Brain, actually went on to be an animator with Aardman and worked on 6 Wallace and Gromit films, Chicken Run, and like Creature Comforts and the other stuff they did.
What do you think you're proving to me there? Right?
This kind of stuff is
that
important.
fella likes clay. Right? He likes clay. He's made a life of clay. All right? Of course he doesn't mind it. What do you think you're proving to me?
This is important. This is formative. This is
I didn't say it wasn't important. If you're one of these clay heads, right? That's fine. That's fine for you. Okay? I can see that. That's all fine. But I don't want to look at it.
Fair enough. Well, that's fair. So the time has come, Liz, to ask the question.
Ask me the question.
For the trapdoor. How do you like me now?
I really liked it a lot. I would not switch it over if it was on TV. I would encourage a child of which I was in charge to watch it, just because it would fuck them up a little bit. And I enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I did well. I would say I would urge everyone to go back and watch this. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out. Frankly, I think this should be essential viewing for kids. I think this is exactly the kind
it's a lot of fun. It's just good fun.
What I would say, parents out there, I know that there's issues with, if you want to stick your kid in front of YouTube for 18 hours and you just hit Peppa Pig and you autoplay do the rest, there's going to be those deep fakes of Peppa Pig where she's putting knives in people's faces and there's all this kind of stuff going on.
What on earth are you talking about?
I'm getting to it. But no, this is true. There's like fake Peppa Pig videos on YouTube, and there was like parent outrage because people do all these things where they've tricked
I'm very far away from the concerns of modern parents.
But
I didn't know that.
No one, right, as far as I'm aware, is creating fake versions of the trapdoor to try and, mess with kids. This is one of those safe things that with like 40 odd episodes, 3 minutes of thing, that's like realistically 3 hours you can sit your kid down in front of YouTube. If they're small enough, you can just keep it on repeat. They won't even know.
Brilliant advice to parents from you there. Do you think kids today would actually watch this?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think this.
There's no explosions or superheroes.
No,
or
there's splat and there's gunge and there's mess and
it's not
there's
gunge, is it? It's clay.
it's
all
clay,
fucking
but
clay.
it's exploding clay and there's things. It's
Other clay.
great slapstick between clay.
I'm going off it. You see, bloody clay.
Oh no, I think it's really good. I would very recommend it. I'm happy to report this is one that I am really, really enthused by seeing it again.
Good, yeah. It was my first time with it, and I thought it was good. Oh, sniff that.
Oh, Globbits and further Globbits. So now's the time to look at what we're doing next time. And Liz, it's your choice.
Ah, yes, it is. Yeah.
So
I'm going to really push my luck because you put to me a 3-minute sort of episode,
I did.
and I refused to watch more than 2, even though I ended up watching 3. But I'm going to make you watch an entire film.
Oh my God! Format change.
There was a film that ITV, I don't know, they must have spent a lot of money on it because they seem to put it on just about every weekend, and I used to catch about half of it.
Okay.
And I don't think I've ever seen the full thing. So we will be watching the almost totally forgotten epic Warriors of Virtue.
Ooh.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. But for some reason, that tickled something in the back of my brain. That title.
Warriors of Virtue, I have known for many years as that weird shit with the kangaroos.
Okay, this is now even less confident in me that I know anything about this.
I think you'll either remember it as that weird shit with the kangaroos, or you will have no idea what I'm talking about. But either way, I'm excited to watch it again, and I'm excited, really excited, to force you to watch it.
I'm really excited for it. We will watch that next episode. But yeah, thank you, Liz, for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank everyone. Go and watch Trapdoor. And we will see you again next time.
This is a Standard Nerds podcast.